thank you for the opportunity to share with you a couple of minutes about Greater Pittsburgh area Men Against Construction, Defending Against Drugs and Social Disorder, otherwise known as Mad Dads. I'm joined today with, I'm going to say, two sons of Homewood, Ernest and Robert Bay, who have been faithful members of our chapter pretty close to the inception of it. Mad Dads in Pittsburgh began in May 6th in 2006. We were a chapter of a national organization that began in 1989 in Omaha, Nebraska, and Homewood is at the founding roots of that. I have a brochure that will be available to you later on that has a picture of the founding fathers of Mad Dads, and one of them is a native of Homewood. Some of you may have happen to know him. His name is Robert Tyler, and he's been living in Omaha since the 60s now. And he was one of three men that founded this organization because in Omaha, Nebraska at that time, they were tired of unchecked flow of illegal drugs being trafficked in their community, compounded by a murder problem. Same thing that was going on right here where we live. Drive-by shootings, development of gangs, and all the stuff that goes with that. So with Mad Dads, just by the name, it paints with a broad brush. It addresses those issues. It also addresses unsupervised children going through the streets, that just need some supervision. So it's a pretty wide brush we paint with. But our signature program is what we call neighborhood street patrols. Now, in addition to the name Mad Dads, when people hear that term, a lot of times, I'll tell you what, when I first heard it, it brought a certain persona out of me. National President spent some time with me winding me down about what that really is. And this logo that you see on my shirt really reveals the heart of what Neighborhood Street Patrol is all about. We call this the outstretched hand of reason. Hey, how you doing, young man? Good to see you. How you doing today? But it's also in the fist of determination, where you see the young man is doing some activities detrimental to himself and the community. Somebody has to say something. It's about a conversation that can lead to any number of outcomes. I'll leave you with one example, and actually one of my members here is the spearhead of it. Where on one of these patrols, a young man that had been a neighbor of his was in a location where the types of things I just mentioned commonly happen. And we didn't accuse him of anything. We knew that was common here. But outstretched hand of reason, good to see you. How are you doing? The young man later confessed that as you got there 30 seconds earlier, you'd have saw me selling some heroin to a pregnant woman. But he was convicted. He was convicted by the presence of someone who had been a good neighbor and had befriended him in life. And later, when he reflected on that, he reached out for help. And so one of the things that we look for and what we're hoping for here in Homewood, a best case scenario is when people that live in a community that have had those types of personal relationships, when they walk up on the corner, they're looking at somebody they know. It's not a stranger. All right? And so, with nothing further, I understand that we'll have an opportunity to meet with people that have heard enough and say, I'm interested in that. Now, that idea that Homewood Children's Village is about to parade to school, I tell you what, I'm signing up for that person. I'll be there in my uniform, and there's a chance that maybe other Mad Dads will come too, because we like to partner with those types of initiatives. And that's what we're looking for right now. It's not about starting a chapter. Mad Dad starts one chapter in the county. The chapter is starting. We want to multiply the number of teams we have throughout Allegheny County. And with Wilkinsburg and Homewood having the proximity that we have with each other, there's no reason why the team just flow back and forth through these communities. I'll be happy to answer questions at the appropriate time.